Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ornella Rwanziza, and today I'm going to be talking about the global water crisis. But before I move on, I want you all to close your eyes. Really, close your eyes. Imagine you're in a desert. You are very thirsty. You've been walking for hours. You are so thirsty that even swallowing hurts. You can literally feel the last drop of water evaporate to the heat. And then you see someone with a bottle of water, very cold, and you imagine the first sip getting to your tongue and running down your throat. And as the person is about to pour the water in your hands, the bottle falls down in the dust. Open your eyes. According to UN, 2.6 billion people in the world have no access to clean water. And this means that 1/3 of the world, every time that they are thirsty, they cannot get 1 cup of clean water to drink. And one of these people is a girl I know. Her name is Diane. It's a girl that I pay school fees for. She lives 10 minutes away from my school. And one day, I decided to spend the day with her family. And when I got there, it had been 4 hours when her mother had gone to fetch water. And that evening, it was Diane's turn to go fetch water, and I was curious to know, why do they take so long? So I went with her. And when I got there, I didn't just realize that the water they were going to fetch for 4 hours was somewhere out in the open, but it was also exposed to all kinds of germs. And that we were literally taking water home that someone maybe had just puked in. But we had no other choice. They had to eat, and they had to drink. So Diane's family might be any other family in the world facing this water crisis because of shortage of water. It might be a family in India. It might be a family in Sierra Leone and Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, according to UNICEF report, every 90 seconds, a child dies because of the waterborne diseases, which means, during my speech, 3 children that maybe you know, that might be your child, your cousin, your brother or sister, is going to die because of this water crisis. This might seem we might call it water crisis because it starts with water, but really it affects every single thing that you think you care about: education, health, poverty, and women empowerment. Because if a family can spend 8 hours, 6 hours fetching water, it means that, first of all, the kids have no time to go study. The women have no time to do something that might be productive for their home and help them develop. And this keeps on increasing and revolving around the vicious circle of poverty. I understand that there are solutions that many organizations and countries are bringing, like building drilling wells, desalination, and harvesting rainfall water. But I believe that this is not enough. What needs to be done is very simple. And it's just enough people to say enough to this. And that's why today, I want you to look at the person seated next to you and tell them, enough is enough. Really do it. And enough is enough because I'm about to tell you 3 things that each and everybody seated in this room can do today to at least contribute to end this, to give hope to our community, and even contribute to the bright future of our children. And the first thing we can do is, first of all, mind our eating habits. It's surprising. It takes 1,300 liters to produce 1 kilogram of beef, but it only takes 100 liters to produce 1 kilogram of potatoes. This might seem like a small thing, but it can make a huge impact. The next thing that we can do is mind our water usage. When you are showering and when we are brushing, many people seem not to pay attention. Many people don't seem to realize that every time that you are wasting water, there's somebody else who's dying for not having that water. And the third thing that we can do is run campaigns. Just like a girl named Rachel, she was 9 years old, and she donated her birthday And people actually around the world joined her, and she raised enough money to give clean water to 60,000 people. That was just one person. So imagine what we all in this room can do. 23, 30 of us here. I believe that clean water is not just for the privileged. Everybody needs and deserves clean water. And you can be part of that. I understand it's a global issue, it's a global problem, but it's only going to change if each and every person takes it as a personal problem. Now, if there's one thing that I want you to remember all from my speech, is think about that feeling when you were in the desert, when that water bottle fell down. Think about it and remember it again the next time you have to take a shower or leave the tap open. Thank you. Questions? Any questions? Yes.
Ornella,
we're going to take a few less questions. We're running a little bit behind, so if we cut it off short and you don't get that question, I apologize.
I really enjoyed the interactive element of your speech, and I love that you were talking about very concise solutions that we as individuals can take. Now, the water crisis is seriously, as you know, a global issue. Are there things governments can do? Because this is a commodity that will be as important as oil, and it's limited. So anything governments can do collectively or individually to help with the situation?
I guess the first thing that the government should do is sensitization. Tell people why it matters for them not to waste water. And we can take a good example of Israel. The government is always running campaigns and advertising how people should take care of the water, because if they run short, no one can live for more than a week without water. So every time they remember that, they know they have to use their water effectively. So that's the first thing that the government should do. Yes, please.
So in different parts specifically of the country,
Yeah.
there are places where, is it WhatsApp now?
Yes.
Providing water
Mhm.
that has installed taps, but then a few weeks later or a month later they come and close the taps because these people are not able to pay the monthly charge for the water.
Yeah.
And so do you think me paying less water is going to help these people that have access to the water but cannot afford to actually keep it running?
First of all, I think that the problem that, first of all, the country should know, and I think Rwanda is doing a good job, that everybody deserves clean water. That's why in all parts of the country, there might be wasak, but there are also the drills that people use, so they all get access to water. Though it's not as clean at the same level, but it's there. And you, as a person using less water, you have to know that that water that you are using is not necessarily going to be recycled. And you have to think that it's not supposed only to be there for you, but to be there for somebody else who will come even after you. So mind the usage of water for not just you, but for the people to come next to you.
That was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.